Okay, so during the first half of the 20th century, urban areas were dominated by upper classes near the CBD and working class European immigrants further out. As rural and urban immigration increased, many upper class people started to move outside of the city. After World War II, more racial and ethnic minorities began to move to the cities. At the same time, the post-war economic and baby boom pushed more middle class people out to the emerging suburbs. This outmigration was aided by the development of improved highway systems. This outmigration also resulted in cities becoming home to lower income working class groups and a perception that these areas were run down and less desirable. Over the last few decades, cities have encouraged gentrification, where the inner cities are restored and rehabilitated for educated upper class groups called sinks and dinks with no families. This gentrification raised property values in the inner city to the point where the previous lower income residents could no longer afford to live in those areas, forcing them to move out. So in this particular part of the question, part C, I've addressed it using kind of three sections. The first one is about general migration and demographic patterns prior to World War II. The second is our after World War II kind of patterns, especially suburbanization. And then our last one, or our third section here, is about the recent trends in urbanization, which is these gentrification effects, the single income, no kids, dual income, no kids, or sinks and dinks moving back to the city center, and how that affects property values and therefore affects the status of the people that were living there prior to gentrification and the impact it has on them. Okay, let's see what this looks like on paper. Okay, here we are. Here's our question at the top, parts A, B, and C. You have three well-developed paragraphs in outline form. By this point, you should stop writing this question, go to your final review so that you can move on to the next question. And let's go ahead and do that now.